Hello, I just want to expand on some of the points that raised by Kenny there. In particular, the difficulty in seeking the last amounts in number 5 port. Yesterday they stopped pumping at about 11:30, and they had to move the pump down through 3 bays. And the bays are shown on this diagram here. You can see the bays, the vertical bays. They had to move the pump through 3 of those, and that's only a 10-metre distance, and then drop it down another level. And that took over 8 hours to do that operation. The reason is the pump is heavy, the pipe is longer now. Obviously the 6-inch pipe is longer, and it's full of oil. And everything has to be manhandled, and the access, it's in a dark space, a listing space, and it's very dirty. And just to show you, to illustrate it, that is the access that these guys have got to go in and out all the time they move the pump. They can't move anything out of the way. They have to push it out and squeeze in and get down there to move the pump. It's a very difficult job. But fortunately, they've got down to a low level, but now they're concentrating on number 5 starboard. The divers have been trying to fit this coffer down, and to do that they need to remove, in the passageway there's all sorts of pipes, cable ducting, and they have to remove that in order to fit this coffer down against what we call a deep web frame. This pipe work has been very difficult to do. They have to do it underwater, and I'm not sure whether you can see this drawing here. This is looking at the thwart ships through the passageway, and there's a diver. He's behind the bulkhead, and what he's trying to do, he's trying to remove a section of pipework. This is the oil, the base. That's the oil that they're trying to keep out of the way of his operation by bumping into it. Now, that is at low water. High water, he's underwater, and he has to wear his diving gear to do that. Again, it's pitch black. These operations are very, very complicated and very dangerous. This particular, they've attached a generator to the electrical system on the ship, certain parts of it, and yesterday one of the divers, when he was cutting through the trunking, he got a mild electric shock. Today, the last pipe that they were removing was a fuel pipe, and as they cracked it open, they discovered oil, so they had to be very careful in removing that to avoid any further spillage. Kenny has mentioned that they tried to use the transfer pumps, which is a fixed system, which has fixed lines from the engine room base right through to the deck, which they can discharge to a pipeline connected, a floating hose connected, and discharge to any of the vessels. This system did not work. They were drawing in water, so they had to stop that system and try to determine another method of getting these settling and service tanks out. What they're trying to use, they've identified some smaller pumps, and what they need to do though, these smaller pumps do not have a fixed piping system. They have to drag hoses down to connect to these pumps and then pump it to deck. It is a very difficult job, and I've been on the ship a couple of times and I know how difficult it is. The list is quite, to try to work with a listing ship like that is very, very dangerous indeed.